Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I'll be going over the latest batch of news for STO on both PC and console. As always, chapters to each topic are listed below. First up, on DECA's 10 Forward stream yesterday in which they went over the new Breen Thot Dreadnought carrier, there was also an announcement near the end regarding old MUDS bundle sales. Suna announced that the sale will be returning at the end of next month, so the end of August, bringing back all old MUDS bundles for a limited time to the MUDS market. Like many of you, I am very happy to hear that this sale is finally returning, and I do appreciate that we're getting a heads up weeks in advance so that we can all figure out which of these bundles we actually want, and get our Zen sorted out. Now, with the old MUDS bundle sale, alongside all of the bundles returning to the store for a limited time, they would also all be at a 50% discount, so the Pick 3 choice packs would be 14,750 Zen per, and the mega bundles anywhere from 25 to 30,000 Zen. Now, I will also have some updated recommendations out before the end of August for anyone needing advice on which bundles offer the best value in the current state of the game, likely in a best of or top 5 style rather than a full tier list as I have previously done. And before I move on to the next topic, just a reminder that the developers are starting to do 10 Forward streams again. They're not happening weekly, but will be here for any major releases. These streams are happening on a brand new Twitch channel, not the old cryptic one, so make sure to follow it at the link down below. And currently, these streams are only happening on Twitch. Next up, as many of you are now very well aware, the Breen Thot has drawn a bit of controversy due to its Fire Will Extender Starship trait. There's two key issues here. The first is, of course, the price, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. But the other is that the uptime that this trait provided, especially given the cost of it, wasn't really good enough. A lot of people were not satisfied that this was only going to take Fire Will to 17 out of 20 second uptime, or 85%. And in response to that, Borticus confirmed on the 10 Forward stream that this is going to be buffed up to a 9-second extension, giving your Fire Will 19 out of 20 seconds uptime, or 95%. That puts it just slightly ahead of what we see for Cannon Scatter Volley with the Withering Barrage Starship trait. And as for the pricing issue, that was addressed, and I'll let you hear it for yourself in the following clip.
And on that subject, let me say that we have heard a lot of the feedback that there's some players out there that are kind of upset with the fact that this trait that is so, necessary for making a Fire at Will build, I think that's a little hyperbolic, but whatever, that's the language y'all use, is on a promo ship. And I understand that. This wasn't a particularly laid out to be we got them now. We're going to get all their money. It's just not how we think. This really was a case of it fit the ship's identity. It's a desirable trait players have been asking for. And also, future facing, as you can see from some of our previous traits that affect other firing modes, this is likely not to be the only case you'll ever be able to get something that gives you a very similar benefit. There are other ways that we could release other Fire at Will extension traits that do have things like triggers, like the Cannon Rapid Fire one does, Withering Barrage, I think it is, where you have to crit in order to get your extensions. So there's other options. We'll continue to explore the space if it still remains popular, or if players feel like getting this version is too difficult to get or whatever. So keep sending your feedback. It is definitely something that we're listening to and considering for future ship designs.
So you heard it right there, that they are open to feedback and they are open to making more Fire Will Extender traits, especially if players feel that this one is too hard to obtain. Now, the best way for you to send them feedback is on the new STO Discord, which I'll have linked below. They have a feedback section there, and there's already a thread with hundreds of comments about this FAW extender. So head on over there and toss your comments into that thread, voice your opinion, and just show them that there is a ton of interest in more Fire Will Extenders, if that's what you're wanting to see. And next up, following the Tuesday patch, there have been quite a few issues and surprises with the game. The most egregious of the issues has been the absolutely terrible server performance. So in the background here, you can see that I'm in a hive, and this lag got to such a bad point in this TFO. I'd already turned the combat log off so we can see it's not that. But I didn't even have to worry about running away from the Queen during feedback pulse because my weapons simply were not firing because the server performance was just that bad. So it's been an absolutely miserable experience trying to do any task force operation content, even solo, because the server performance is truthfully some of the worst that I think I've ever seen with this game. And if you've run into any issues like that since the Tuesday patch, please let them know via the bugs and issues section of their Discord or send in a ticket to support. Now, on the Discord, Cheops has a thread already started that you can comment on, and if you're seeing these issues outside of TFOs and patrols or story content, then please make sure to mention that as well. Even better if you can upload some footage of it to YouTube to share with them. Now, the next issue isn't as bad, more that it's not a good look for them, but they accidentally added in the Breen Thot over on console at the same time as PC, so if you have a promo ship choice pack over there, you can go and pick it up right now. However, you can tell this was an accident because the promo packs are not available in the store. So over on PlayStation here, I can see that there's no indication that the R&D or DOF packs in the Zen store are the promo variants, so these would not have a chance to get you the ship box that the Breen Thot can come from, meaning that the only way that you can acquire the Thot right now over on console is if you already have one of those promo ship boxes, or if you go to the market and happen to find one listed, and let's see if there's any over on PlayStation right now. None on PlayStation, but there was one over on Xbox per that image, at least there was one earlier. Now, when you're looking for the promo packs on the market, the way that I search for them on PC is I do an exclamation mark, then I do a space, and then a dash, and then that's what I search for when searching for the promotional packs. So, I mean, there's promo packs up on the market, but those are just ones that people had purchased the last time they were available in the Zen store. So, hopefully we can get the developers to turn that promo pack sale on, given that the ship's already over here, so that people have a chance to pick it up. Otherwise, it's going to be a very rare ship over there until they do decide to officially launch the ship over there, which could potentially be a month or so out. And the final issue from the Tuesday patch is regarding the Echelon Intel Science Spearhead. I was not planning to talk about this, but it has now been openly discussed on the official STO Discord, the STO subreddit, and many other places. So with it being so widely discussed and the developers having now shut it down, I think it's safe for me to go over what happened. So for a short time after the patch on Tuesday, as many of you noticed, there was a flood of Echelons onto the market on each platform. This was due to it randomly showing up in one of the more common choice boxes from the Infinity Lockbox, specifically, as shown over on the STO subreddit Discord, it was for a limited time in the console choice pack from the Infinity Lockbox, which is a box that has a much higher drop rate than your standard T6 ship box. This resulted in hundreds, if not thousands, of these ships being claimed from the console packs. The question now is, what will the developers do about it? This wasn't a case of people infinitely claiming them from nowhere. Each of these claimed did consume a pack that people had won from the Infinity Lockbox. In the meantime, there is still a large supply of Echelons up on the player market, and while it isn't a ship that got much attention, it's actually quite decent and the console provides up to 15% grit chance. And on the cosmetic side, this Echelon does have the ability to kit bash with the Gagarin line, so if you're looking for some more customization options for your Gagarin, Shepherd, Corolla, whatever, then that may be another reason to take a look at this ship. And again, the ship itself isn't bad. It's a 4-3 Science Spearhead, so that's a science ship that focuses a bit more on weapon damage. And the stations on this, it's got a Commander Intel and then a Lieutenant Commander Inge with command, so you can do torps or energy weapons on this perfectly fine. It really isn't that bad of a ship. It just happened to have dropped a couple months after the Arc Rail, and the Arc Rail is one of the best science ships and one of the best ships in the entire game, and it's $30 on account-wide unlock. Whereas this is a lockbox ship that is per character and doesn't perform as well as the Arc Rail, so that's why this thing didn't get much attention. The accessories on it are cool, but with the high price point the premium ships have, that just resulted in there not being a ton of interest in this. And now for some good news, I'd like to thank Kurlau over in the CasualSAB Discord for bringing this to my attention. It seems that they have finally resolved the issue with the really aggressive lighting over in Earth Space Dock's ship Tailor. So before, it was so blinding that you could quite often not see your ship, and it seems the most recent patch, at least on PC, I have not confirmed this on console yet, but it does seem that that has now been resolved, and sure enough, you can see when I'm looking at my Shangri-La here that I can actually see it from every angle, so it is good to see that they have finally resolved that issue. And next up, voice actors are currently recording for the next story update. Historically, we have seen a new season drop in the September to October timeframe, and it seems like we're on track for that to likely repeat this year. And next up, I've decided to delay the Krait build guide so that I can better incorporate some fire at will coverage into it to show it works with more than just cannon scatter volley. Hopefully, this is no more than a week delay, but we'll see how well the servers cooperate to let me get that testing and footage done. Okay, it's getting a bit late, so I'm going to rapid fire through the remaining items here. So for sales on PC, we've got the promo pack event up right now, of course, for the new Breen Dread. And the promo packs are on a 20% discount up until August 2nd. And alongside that, there's also a DOF and R&D event active. Now, for the promo packs, don't buy the R&D ones. Go for the DOF ones here. The DOF ones are going to be worth a little bit more, and especially if you're opening them, you're going to get a bit more from the DOF packs than you are the R&D packs in the current state of the market. And the only other new sale here is a 20% Lobi sale on PC. So if there's anything in the Lobi store you're looking to pick up, then now would be a good time to do so. And to wrap things up, for any of you that are on the Fanhome Star Trek model subscription, there was an issue on the most recent Excelsior model, so if you receive that and you have the one where it's mislabeled USS Excelsior on part of the model, then you're going to be getting a free replacement later this year. And I don't have the members list for this video fully up to date, so for all the recent ones from the most recent stream, they're at the bottom left. But while this is playing here, I just want to mention that Hellbore Light is still very, very broken. In fact, I think it's even more broken than we initially thought it was. So not only is the cap seemingly not working, but it's also able to stack up, and in some cases just there's ways that you can insta-kill even elite bosses with it. So it is very, very broken. I've seen parses where people have 4 million out of 5 million DPS. That is just from this trait. It is absolutely going to get nerfed, so do not pick the Warden up just for Hellbore. There's no way it's going to remain in its current state long term. But that is all I have for you guys today, so thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.